that he's going home. I feel great that he's going home, but at the same token, I still wanted to fight for my charges. I want to say sorry to my family, my mom. My mom got 11 kids. I can't say all their names, you know.
But I need the record to show that Young Thug got to be one of the top 5 realest street rappers ever.
Yes.
At least top 3 at this point. I don't know what this man has done or has not done as far as the street's concerned, but I do know he got jammed up for it and didn't say a word.
Held it.
So
Everybody and their mama was testifying against Jeffrey. They was pointing him out to be the leader of this organized crime family, and that man didn't say a damn thing. Not a tweet, not a statement, nothing. The nigga in me is impressed. Hey, man. Also, too, I got to get that same energy to YFN Lucci because that brother been jammed up for a minute and hasn't said a word either. And him and Thug, you know, from what we've been told, are mortal enemies, and they didn't even tell on each other.
No.
So according to the laws of the street, they supposed to get statues.
I can't.
You are now tuned in to the LaFlair Lounge with your host, Big Just LaFlair.
You are watching a master at work.
All right, y'all, big news. Young Thug is free. Well, mostly free. You see, after what it feels like forever in that cell, the judge finally accepted a plea deal, and Thug walked out of Fulton County Court last night.
61, also backloaded. So essentially, the total sentence is 40 years to serve the first 5 years in prison, but commuted to the time that you have already served, followed by 15 years on probation, followed then by the backloaded 20 years, which can be served in custody and will be served in custody if you are not successful on your probation. If you are successful in completing your 15 years probation, that will be commuted to time served.
Now, don't get too excited though. These are some serious conditions attached. He's got 15 years of probation with 5 years of credited as time served from a 20-year sentence. So basically he's free, but still a bit on a leash. Let's break down what this all really means for him. So first things first, Thug has some tight rules to follow. No hanging out with any known gang members or convicted felons, except his brother, and oddly enough, Gunna, aka Sergio Kitchens. Yeah, we're getting to the drama in a second, and get this, he's banned from all of Metro Atlanta for the next 10 years. That means no cruising through the city unless it's for something big like weddings, funerals, graduations, or maybe even a youth outreach event. Imagine Thug at a graduation like, congrats to the class of, whatever, stay in school. He's got 48 hours to pass for each event, but after that, he's got a dip.
As an adult, he has to make his own decision.
And do you live here in Metro Atlanta?
Yes, I do.
So how does it feel to hear that he's not allowed to be in Metro Atlanta?
I'm totally against that because this is where he's from, you know, and to have a district attorney take that away from him that isn't a resident from here. She's from another state, you know, and to see her take a man away from where he's from to have to go live somewhere else, that's offensive to me. I'm really offended by that.
And it doesn't stop there. Random drug tests, probation check-ins, you know the usual. And if he slips up, it's back to a cell. So yeah, he's gonna have to be sharp. He can still travel for work, but only if the probation officer's feeling nice that day. Now, let's talk about how this all came together. Thug, his lawyer, Brian Steele, and the DA couldn't agree on terms at first. They were stuck in a standoff, and Thug eventually said, you know what, I'm done. I'll take a blind plea and trust the judge. Now, I don't know about you, but putting your freedom in the hands of a judge, that takes guts. But that's also showing just how ready he was to get out. I mean, after sitting in a cell for 2.5 years with barely any contact, who wouldn't be? Steele even said that Thug told him that each day in there was a living hell. And with his kids hurting too, he made the call to get out and start fresh. Can you blame him? At some point, he was probably looking at the metal bunk bed like, I'll take the 15 years of probation, please. Now that's where it gets messy. The DA, they've been stumbling around, being sloppy for this case from the jump. Came in hot, requesting, after almost agreeing to a 15-year probation sentence, they tried to request a 45-year sentence with 25 of those years behind bars. They really tried it, but the judge was like, no, not today. They even tried to bring in Donovan Nut Thomas's mom to speak before sentencing, but the judge shut that down since they already had dropped the murder case from Young Thug. She said it wasn't any need for that. So not only did the DNA waste a ton of taxpayer money, but they couldn't even keep their case together. Talk about a circus. So Thug's out, but I know some people are saying, why didn't he just stick it out for another 3 months and beat the case? Even Brian Steele wanted to keep going because he felt like they were winning. But listen, we're not the ones sitting in the cell. We don't know what he's dealing with mentally or what his family's going through. Sometimes you gotta know when to hold him, know when to fold him. And Thug chose freedom, a fresh start, and a chance to be there for his kids, and I can respect that. But here's the question, where's Thug gonna live now? He can't be in Metro Atlanta, so what are we talking? Cartersville, Carrollton, Macon, Augusta? Look, I'm sure that Thug is not the small town type, you feel me? Florida's right there, or even Texas. Places where he can work but still be close enough to catch a quick flight in case he needs to get back home. And everyone's wondering, where's Thug gonna tell his story first? I seen people like Wack 100 saying that he should hit up Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp, and I gotta admit, that sounds like a pretty good idea. Shannon's been pulling in some big names like Cat Williams, Marlon Wayans, and Kamala Harris. And that's just if you wanna cross over to the mainstream interview world. So y'all tell me, should Thug sit down with Shannon and set the record straight? Drop it in the comments. And this is the part that everyone's talking about. Thug's allowed to be around Gunna. So is that just business, or are they really cool still? Because if they are, then it's got some folks looking funny in the light. Lil Baby and others were quick to throw shade over the snitch rumors, so if Thug and Gunna are cool, what does it say? And let's be real, did anyone even care that Gunna was allegedly a rat? Or were folks just looking for some extra drama? Let me know what you think. Are they friends, or is this just about money? Either way, Gunna's a cash cow, and maybe Thug's just keeping business mindsets. Cause hey, those legal fees aren't gonna pay themselves, right? Alright, y'all hit up the comments, man, and let's talk about it. Would you have taken it to trial or played it out like Thug did? And don't forget, like, share, subscribe, comment. Let's get it. Boom! Young Thug, congratulations, man. I see you back in the streets. Well, at least halfway, you know what I'm saying? Not in no bad way, but you know, you're back outside. You're outside of prison. You're outside of jail, I should say. Let me say this, man. I see a lot of people walking around talking about, man, if I thought I wouldn't have took that, 15 years of probation is crazy. Man, what he gonna do? You know he gonna mess back up. Man, I say bump all of that, bruh. What I will say is, Young Thug, I think that this is a blessing in disguise. I think that this is the best thing that ever happened to you. I think that you are gonna get down on your knees and thank the judge for this situation because, listen, this is a blessing in disguise, and I'm going to break it down as to why it is for you. And the first word that we need to say when it comes down to this is structure. We're going to say that's what you have been provided. You see, you have been provided with structure because, you see, the only structure you used to abide to is the laws of the Bloods. Now you're going to be structured with the laws of a law-abiding citizen. You see, I know what you're saying, man. You thinking, man, listen, probation is probation. Don't nobody want to be on that. And I understand that. I completely understand that nobody wants to be on probation. But what I will say is that this is going to keep you from the life that you once used to live. Very unpredictable. It's wild. It's untamed. You never know what's going to happen. But what I will say about this probation is that it's gonna reshape you. It's gonna make you the best version of you. Because see, usually people come into probation when they get out of prison, when they get out of jail, they don't really have much. It's kind of like their life is at a reset. They don't have the funds. They're now a convicted felon. Then they have to find a job. The probation officer is down their back while you still get to get out, do what you love, your passion. You're still gonna have money. You're still gonna have access to money. You get to travel. You get to do certain things still. The only thing you have to do is just abide by the rest of the rules that the judge appointed towards you. Can you stay away from gang members? Yeah, because you're not in Atlanta anymore. Can you stay away from certain people? Can you check in on time? Can you tell us where you're going? You better. If you want to see your children, that's what you took the probation for. You had the case beat. That's what you took the probation for. Your family needed you. So what I'm saying is you have the luxury of continuing rather than resetting. Your life was on pause for 2.5 years. Now it's time to press play. And hey, man, you already done hurdled the hard part, man. And that's sobriety. You got clarity now, man. You can make wise decisions now, man, because you can't take drugs, but you already been free of them drugs from what I'm assuming for 2.5 years that you've been in prison. You already done went through withdrawals. You done felt what that felt like. You probably don't want to go back there again. You know that your kids need you. You don't want to be in that same position of going back to prison. And this time it'll be for 15 years. And the judge already told you, I'm not playing with you. On top of that, we already said you can't be around gang members. And I don't even think you would want to be around them even if she said that, because if we look at it, what has it done for you? Everybody crossed you. See, this ain't like YFN. YFN, everybody stayed solid. None of your homies stayed solid, bro. None of them. You found out that a nigga was snitching on you back in 2014, 15. That's what got you here is Woody, man. He got you this far. He got you out of it, but he got you in it too. Now you got 15 years of probation. You ain't gonna let one person impact your life like that anymore. I already know it. And the biggest blessing is being banned from Atlanta for 10 years, man, under certain stipulations. And I'm only saying that is because I know how it feels. I'm from Atlanta too. I know how it feels, bro. You just always feel like you missing out on something in Atlanta, bro. This is a city that don't sleep. This is a city where entertainment and clubbing and women and money run rampant, bro. This shit is like Gotham City though now. This shit is worse than when you went to jail 2.5 years ago, bro. This shit is crazy. Young Thug is not really even worth it no more, bro. This city doesn't offer anything to somebody like you who's went through what you just went through. I look at it like this, man. It's time for you to be a model citizen, man. Who can I say that you resemble in this situation? I say a Gucci Mane, the person who founded you, the person who gave you your first chance. I say Gucci Mane. Look at Gucci Mane, man. Discipline, faith, sobriety, the court orders. He took it to his advantage. And it structured his lifestyle. It made him a very disciplined man. It made him a husband. It made him a father. It made him a family man. And now look at him. He got off probation early. That could happen to you if you just be a model citizen. You get everything done that's been asked of you. You don't sit around here bullshitting. You get it done. And then you'll be rewarded in the long end. I think everything's going to come back to you and double and triple. That's just how the Lord works, in my personal opinion. And I know that your lawyer and your dad say they weren't happy with the results, but at the end of the day, you're a man and you're a father and you had to do what you had to do. That's the first sign of maturity that I saw, because you could have sacrificed not seeing your children a day longer by trying to fight this case 3 more months, 4 more months, 5 more months, dealing with the stress of being shackled hand and feet to waist, coming back and forth from Cobb County to Fulton County. But instead you said, you know what, man, I'm just gonna take my punishment. I'm gonna take my shit on the chin and I'm gonna be with my family and I'm gonna deal with the circumstances that I had to deal with. So to me, we can't say that we knew what you were going through in that prison or outside of it, as far as your kids and your family, what they were going through, man. Sometimes your family needs you when your family needs you, and you got to make big boy decisions. And I think that's what you did. And we know what that DA thinking. The DA trying to say, hey, man, you know, he'll be back, man. He gonna fuck up. You know, he's a Young Thug. And they probably said the same thing about a lot of people. Snoop Dogg had a murder charge. He never got in trouble again. Gucci Mane, we already done talked about that. There are people who are flourishing. Look at Kevin Gates. Kevin Gates is flourishing. He's changed his life. You can go to jail. It's about how you act when you leave jail. It's about the redemption. And I think that redemption is in your future. And I think that this second chance won't go for granted, man. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation, man. Do y'all think that Young Thug took the right decision? Did he make the right deal? Do y'all think that we can't speak for Young Thug because we don't know what's going on in his life? Or do you think, man, fuck that, I would have did my 3 months and I'd have kept it moving? Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like to keep me in the algorithm. Share and subscribe. We need to try to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It ain't looking too good, but we gonna keep on fighting for it. So y'all let me know what y'all think down below in the comments, man. Like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. We out, baby. Move.
Just LaFleur.
It's him.